Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Y12SR, We Black Jewels, Yoga, and the 12 Steps. Wow, what an amazing time. Um, I'm going to go through the meeting rules and we'll get right into it with a read from as Bill sees it. And just for today, we'll have a discussion and then we'll end with some new breath techniques. So Y12SR is a 12-step based discussion and yoga practice open to anyone and everyone dealing with their own addictive behavior or affected by the addictive behavior of others. This is an open and inclusive group. All A's are welcome. In this group, we weave together the ancient wisdom of yoga and the practical tools of the 12-step program. We recognize that the issues live in our tissues, and through our intentional theme yoga practice, guided by our breath, we invoke the God of our understanding to help us release whatever is held. This group is in no way a replacement for 12-step meetings or a sponsor or any other part of a 12-step recovery program. It is an adjunct providing what we believe is another helpful tool in addressing the physical, mental, and spiritual dis-ease of addiction. And our sharing and practice are based in the 12 steps, just as the practices of yoga help bring us into the right alignment. The 12 steps help bring us into right alignment with something greater than ourselves. The analogy used in Y12SR is that as humans, we are a vessel. Addiction turns our vessel upside down. 1 through 3 help turn the vessel right side up. 1 through 3 are: 1, we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, decided to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood God. Once the vessel is right side up, steps 4 through 9 help prepare the vessel for sale. Steps 4 through 9 are: 4, made a searching and fearless and moral inventory of ourselves, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all of these defects of character. Humbly asked God to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and began willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. With steps 10 through 12, we set sail on the spiritual voyage. Steps 10 through 12 are: 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood God, praying only for the knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry that out. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of the steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice the principles in all our affairs. So the purpose of ground rules is to keep the meeting safe. This is a sacred space, and what goes on here stays here. So Let's go ahead and begin with today's read. And these are short little traditional AA books. The first one is titled As Bill Sees It, and it's the 18th. Companion and Partner. Dr. Bob was my constant companion and partner in the great AA adventure. As the physician and great human being that he was, he chose work with others as a prime AA vocation and achieved a record which in quantity and in quality none would ever surpass. Assisted by the incomparable sister Ignita at St. Thomas Hospital in Akron, he, without charge, medically treated and spiritually infused 5,000 sufferers. In all the stress and strain of AA's pioneering time, no hard work ever passed between us. For this, I can thankfully say that the credit was all his. I took my leave of Dr. Bob knowing that he was to undergo a serious operation. The old broad smile was on his face, and he said almost jokingly, "Remember, Bill, let's not lose this thing up. Let's keep it simple." I turned away, unable to say a word, and that was the last time I saw him. Within this reading, I found that two things that I got was quality of work, and at the end when he said goodbye, that resonated because I've talked to people and said goodbye and they've been dead hours later. And I think about when I'm doing stuff, let me do it the right way the first time so I won't have to go back and do it now in my adult life. When I was a child, I was always half doing something. I never folded up the clothes right. It got me in trouble. I would burn the rice. It was just stuff that I remember not doing efficiently, effectively, or righteously. And now being in this new setting, in this new way of living, is I keep that intent. Just do it right the first time. And get out of the bed and I make my bed. Just do it right the first time. Don't just throw the blankets over and the pillow. Like some stuff that I used to do is like, no, you gotta do a little bit better than that. But that was just a cute reminder to myself that, yeah, quality, not quantity. So I will go on into, Elle, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I think about the importance of slowing down when doing things right. That quality over quantity thing is so real. When you take your time and do the thing that you're supposed to do right, you won't have to go back over it and do it again because you've already done it right. You just take your time, don't rush through it, get it done, and you're good. Save so much time in the end. Save so much time in the end.
That's so true. That is so true. Okay, I'm gonna go into just for today, January 18th, the simple inventory. It says continuing to make a personal inventory means that we form a habit of looking at ourselves, our actions, our attitudes, and our relationships on a regular basis. The daily inventory is a tool we can use to simplify our lives. The most complicated part of taking a regular inventory is deciding how to start. Should we write it out? What should we examine? In how much detail? How do we know, when we're finished? In no time. In no time, we have turned a simple exercise into a major project. Here's one simple approach to the daily inventory. We set aside a few minutes at the close of each day to sit quietly and check out our feelings. Is there a knot, big or small, in our gut? Do we feel uncomfortable about the day we've just finished? What happened? What was our part in the affair? Do we owe do we owe any amends? If we could do it over again, what would we do differently? We also want to monitor the positive aspects of our lives in our daily inventory. What has given us satisfaction today? Were we productive, responsible, kind, loving? Did we give unselfishly of ourselves? Did we fully experience the love and beauty the day offered us? What did we do today that we would want to do again? Our daily inventory doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. It is a very simple tool we can use to keep in daily touch with ourselves. Just for today, I want to keep in touch with the way I feel in living this life I've been given. And at the end of this day, I will take a brief, simple inventory. Talk to me, Elle. What's your nightly routine like?
Mm, I've started to since the beginning of the year, started to burn a little bit of ancestor money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying thank you. Like thank you for the day. I appreciate you. Um, not even really looking for anything in return, but just like, thank you. I see y'all out here doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all working on my behalf and working for, our next generations of folks. So I appreciate y'all. Then incense. Incense is always a thing. I don't know. I really like I don't know if it's like I like kind of like somebody burning candles or like, the smell scents, the candles that got the scent to it. But
Mm-hmm.
I love the scent of incense.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's almost addictive. I just feel like every time I come back in the house, I'm like, okay, let me light this, incense. Um, and then I get my humidifier together. I mean, I got the whole like vibe together.
Nice.
Definitely, that's exactly what it is. It's really about the vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find when the tone is set in the house, my harmonic tone, my self tone that I resonate to is better. And even before when we came on, we were talking about how everything was bugging me, but now the incense is really going, the motorcycle is gone, the dogs are quiet, and then I could take at night. I try to do a reflection and writing down any amends or I need to apologize, anything that I need to go back over. I try to do that in my reflection, in my own self inventory to make it right with me. Because if I'm not right, then nothing else in my life is right. So I try to be
Mm.
very mindful before I go to bed. But especially in the morning, I do have maybe a heavy regimen to where scriptures, readings, journaling, a grateful list that I go over periodically, like maybe once or twice a week. But being grateful and mindful of who I'm around, how I'm treating them, how they're treating me, and bring it into the positive. So if there's anything negative, I'm making sure that I put it in the light and feeding light into it. So I don't carry around that negative energy, that vibe. Like I don't want it, don't need it. I'm not going for it. This is, the new me. And it's been challenging to make myself over and to stay in a simple routine like that. But I'm a better person for it. I'm not holding on to all that negative energy. And that's what's so good about this is what I love about the Y12SR because the philosophy, the issues are in the tissues. We get to
Mm.
stretch breathe, and get that shit out of our system. So whenever we
Mm-hmm.
angry, we're storing it in our liver and in our thighs, our inner thighs. I didn't know that before I started doing this yin yoga um, practice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how being mad at somebody or not even speaking our truth can hold negative energy called nadis in our body. And that's a yogic term, and you can look it up and study it for yourself. I suggest you do. Because once you learn how the energy really moves or stays stagnant or stuck in your body, you can prepare yourself to move it out as quickly as it comes in. You can get rid of it. That way you won't be
Mm-hmm.
going around with cirrhosis of the liver and a heartache and, a bad bladder. I mean, everything is affected by our emotions. All the negative emotions cause dis-ease in our body. And this type of
Mm-hmm.
yoga helps to get it out, to release it. And then, with the other work that we do with journaling and speaking our truth and the having a routine of talking to our ancestors and lighting candles and incense, that's another energetic tool that can be used to heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that, right? Um,
Yeah. Thinking about the power of the emotions, right? I think sometimes
mhm,
in our everyday life, a lot of people overlook that as being something that affects us, right?
mhm,
Sometimes we'll say, and I think that the saying is so overlooked. If you feel good, then everything around you will be good, right? That's really truly based in that emotional realm. Mm, that emotional space is kind of what helps you to vibrate at certain, frequencies. So when you're dealing with trauma, that trauma exists within the body, especially if you're still reliving those emotional, inputs and
mm,
outputs of whatever went on in those situations that are causing, harm.
mhm,
Yeah. It takes self-harm to a whole nother level, right? We think about self-harm in like, a lot of different ways, but we do a lot of self-sabotaging.
yes. And don't even know it.
Yeah. There was one semantic practice that Kayende was doing with us, where she was
Mhm,
like, you feel like while you're meditating or whatever, and something negative is coming up, you know, challenge that or essentially allow it to exist, but then also don't allow it to exist too long. Shift your mind to think about something that's super, super positive, a situation that you felt like was the most, peaceful, bringing environment or to you or a situation,
mhm,
and watch how your mind shifts off of that negativity. And I thought that was so powerful because it really kind of like shifted my entire perspective. Not only was I not holding it in my body anymore, but I also wasn't holding it in my mind anymore. And it wasn't like I was fighting the thoughts, it's just the fact that the thoughts were existing, right?
mhm,
And so, in this process of accepting that those thoughts exist, because we're still human beings, right? But then also acknowledging that I have agency to make a change if
mhm,
I'm action oriented towards that change and that liberation of my mind, um, then I can really make a change that is permanent, that is long lasting. So yeah, emotional stuff carries in your body, all of that stuff. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. Just one last thing. I was thinking. I was reading this last summer. This Iyanla Vanzant book. She was talking about responsible choices and about trusting. Um, she was like, a lot of us put our trust in human beings, when in actuality we should be putting our trust in God. Even if the human being isn't able to manifest God in the ways in which they're supposed to, you can always trust that God is always trying to, essentially show up for you for your highest good. But one of the things that you need to really understand is that how you make responsible choices is by watching people, by taking note of how they respond to spirit and how spirit is moving through them. If you know somebody is a thief,
right.
don't trust them your personal belongings because you already know it. You've seen it with your eyes. No matter how much God has really intervened in their life, you already know, and God has already shown you, you know what I'm saying, more than what they could say with their mouth. Make your responsible choices like you need to, and know that, God, if not through this person, God will show up through another person. That's how God shows up, through vessels. So just thinking about those responsible choices and thinking about, harboring emotional or negative, feelings and stuff like that. Sometimes some shit is not personal. Some things don't even got to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. All you got to do is watch and make responsible choices. If you
Mm-hmm.
know this is not, I'm sorry.
Yeah, keep it real, keep it a bug, keep going, keep
If
going.
you know this person is not to be trusted based on their previous track record, then move accordingly. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that you have to be mean-hearted or anything, but move accordingly.
Always insightful. So, a part of this 12-step meeting is that we go over the steps. And so last week, I went over the step one, we admitted we are powerless over our addiction and that our lives have become unmanageable. Tonight is step two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And I want to share a little bit on this topic. And I'm going, there's a pause because I don't know how much I want to share. So I'm going to keep it simple, I'm going to keep it light. That one time in my life had become unmanageable.
Mm.
So not only was I powerless in all of my life, I was close to insanity. Um, I damn near lost my mind raising kids on my own and just struggling, just really struggling and stressed out. And a couple of times I should have been dead. Like, no cap, I should have really been. I'm trying not to use slang, and it's like this, I'm getting tongue tied. I came close to death. I'll just leave it at like that. And I knew I should have been dead. And when I came to, and I realized that it was nothing but God that saved me, I was ready to submit and get on my hands and knees, and as we say, surrender to that higher power. And had I not surrendered, I would be dead now. I would not be able, I would not have been in Africa or any of this. And this is well over 20 years ago. Just about, yeah, just about 20 years ago. And what I really want to allude to is how grateful I am that I had that experience and I changed my life around. I'm not saying it was easy, and I'm not saying it was overnight, like, wow, I got a halo around my head. It was none of that. What I'm saying is that God intervened. I seen that it was an intervention. I followed suit. So there was things that I had to do over. I had to make amends. I had to forgive. I had to learn how to forgive myself, and I'm still working on that. Um, but thank God when we notice, like you said, when the ancestors intervene or they helping you and you know it and you recognize that and then you give them their flowers. What a wonderful place to be in your life that you recognize it. Some don't recognize it. Some people don't get the chance to follow up with God or their ancestors or whatever spiritual program that they have. I'm so grateful, El. You just do not know. I'm so grateful to even experience the dogs playing, the motorcycles, the kids playing, the
Mm.
taxi rides, the fresh fruit. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to even have this voice now that I can share that I've been I've been insane and I got my mind back.
Mm,
I've been insane. I've been clinically depressed in the hospital. I've been suicidal. Um, so it's nothing like divine intervention, and that's what's taking place in my life. I'm so proud to be me. I'm so happy to be me, and I'm so happy to be free. I'm living a different life, and I wouldn't trade my life now for nothing in the world.
mm, I say.
Yeah, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity.
Ooh, I say. Thanks. Mm-hmm.
So you good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I hear you.
More than good.
I appreciate your share.
That
Yeah,
was powerful.
thank you so much. And so now let's do a sun salutation, and let me root and ground, right? I'm gonna ring the bell one time. We'll do a sun salutation after the chime. And I like doing this because this is my prayer right here. Lift your hands up really, really high and stretch and take in 3 deep breaths while you up there, looking up with your head back, sorry. And feel that energy where it's stuck. Is it flowing? Do you want to move? Deep breath in. Say ah. That first stretch is always the best one. And now we can go into a child pose gently. And I invite you to elongate the spine while you're down there and really feel your body and where you're at in your body. And we'll just take a minute, maybe two, yeah, 2 minutes in this pose to breathe with it and search out yourself. And we are doing deep diaphragm breathing here. This is a good place to say thank you, say how grateful you are, full of gratitude. And this is what I do. Now follow your breath and just keep your mind on your breath. This last couple seconds, you can stretch their spine, round your back. They call it the cat cow. I don't know why, but just get some fresh air, oxygen to that back. And I like to move around side to side in this pose just to get the energy moving, stretch, and come up gently. I like for you to sit on your bottom and stretch your legs forward, bend your toes back and forth, like doing heel, toe, heel, toe. I'm just going to get some oxygen here in this area for about 2 minutes. You know, when I was going through my course, our teacher Bernie would have us in these poses for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, he suggests you can do any pose to up to 20 minutes. And I never got acclimated to that system. What works better for me because of my injuries is 2 to 3 minutes and rotate. I can't take too much of sitting on my spine, on my tailbone. It's painful. So, like, our motto is the issues are in the tissues, and for me, the bones as well. So, I try to breathe through it. So, give me 10 stretches in your toes, heel, toe, 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 heel, toe. And now we'll take the ankle and circular rotations. Now, if you have the strength, I invite you to do it at the same time. I don't. I have to do one leg out at a time. And this is just relaxing the muscles, the joints, and getting oxygen in. You know, when you get over 30 years old, everything gets hung up and stops, and circulation gets bad. Retaining water or water retention. So I'm on the left foot now. My ankles are not swollen today, but I need this so bad just to get circulation going and moving the blood. And this is just a relaxed position. You know, your arms are comfortable, nothing strenuous here. So now I would like for you to put both your heels together. And this is called the meeting of the souls. Grab your ankles, touch your toes, your ankles. Move your fingers around and I want you to hit the pressure points to allow more circulation, good energy. And in the meeting of the souls, it's called that because you're putting both the soles of your feet together. But for me, it's more of a spiritual connotation. And so now I'm gonna start our deep breathing. So I want you to imagine a full circular or full cycle breath, and imagine that breath being golden from your toes all the way up and around your body, from the back to the front. All the way up from your toes, the top of your head, but from the back to the front. We're going to breathe like this for 5 minutes. It's taking these breaths as deep as possible. And really feel how your body is. Feel where your body's at. Do you need more breath or low? And if your breath is racing or stagnated or choppy, stop. This is a good time to set an intention of healing. My body is healing. My body is healed as we're going through these breaths, because once we do top to bottom, from the bottom of our foot up to the top of our head from the back, we'll be imagining that breath from the front. So anything that you do the opposite as well. We got about 4 minutes left. And just breathe. And usually we start with these full cycle breaths in the front, but I chose to do the back first to just break up the negative energy in the body. We're going to just get straight to it. And then we're going to bring good energy in. And we're going to leave with that good energy because I want us to go on a good vibe. And if you have to, I invite you to stretch your shoulders too. We just continue to breathe and imagine that breath in the back of your body, bringing oxygen into your wings, the back of your back, and really feel it. Your buttock area. So we have two more minutes here. And continue to breathe and see your breath at golden light, new resound energy, just restoring your whole body. And now imagine that breath, that golden light in the front of your body, from your heel to the top of your head, and really feel it and breathe as deep as you can. And if you need to move your knees, rock back and forth, do whatever you do, but just see that light, that healing light, this new energy coming in and taking over. Your body is light. And we'll sit for another 5 minutes. Imagine this beautiful light coming in with an intention of healing our minds, body, and soul. Full cycle. When we allow the breath to completely come in, it rejuvenates our organs. It breathes life into our tissues. And like I stated before, the is in the tissue. So when we can breathe life back, restore our cells, give oxygen to our joints and our blood, we're going to feel better. So just see your body healing. And this is your opportunity to take advantage of full body healing right now as you follow your golden light. That light is you, and you have that power to restore your health, your insanity, your ills, whatever it is. This is your time. This is just for you. All right. Complete your last cycle of breathing. And we'll go into sending metta. Now you can lay down if you want. However, I just want you to be comfortable. Metta is loving kindness. We'll start with ourselves, a loved one, a neutral person, somebody we're challenged by, the child within, and then our Sangha, our community, our tribe. Look yourself in the eye or see yourself as you are in your mind's eye and say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of danger. May you be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May you be peaceful, kind, wise, and skillful. May you be at ease. The next is someone you love, you dearly love. Look them in your mind's eye with a deep regard, gratitude, compassion, maybe even empathy, but see them as they are and as you are, and say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of danger, may you be free of suffering and the causes of suffering, may you be peaceful, kind, wise, and skillful. May you be at ease. Now to the neutral person, someone you see but don't see, the Amazon man, the mailman, all these things. But see that person and see them in your mind's eye and say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of danger. May you be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May you be peaceful, kind, wise, and skillful. May you be at ease. The challenge person, somebody pissed you off. Argument made you mad at work, at school, driving, the taxi, the grocery store, the kid barking, the child playing. See that person and say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of danger. May you be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May you be peaceful, kind, wise, and skillful. May you be at ease. The child within, that child that is you, drop down to any age you would like and see the beautiful child that you are and say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of danger. May you be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May you be peaceful, kind, wise, and skillful. May you be at ease. And to show your child, that child that is you, that you're heard and loved, go ahead and lift your arms up and squeeze your shoulders, giving your child a hug, giving yourself a hug, telling yourself thank you. This is a safe space. And now to our tribe, our Sangha, see them as the whole community that you're a part of, the meaningful part, the part you love. And take a deep breath And bring in that light right here and say, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of danger. May you be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May you be peaceful, kind, wise, and skillful. May you be at ease. Now for the Metta Sutta, the Buddha's words on wisdom. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, freed from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views. The pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. That concludes our set. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jewel.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure, as always.